Hello again, YouTubers. Welcome back to the Board Game Captain. I'm your host, the Board Game Captain, and today I'm going to be reviewing and showing you how to play Masterpiece Mystery Motive for Murder. Now, it's usually just known as Mystery, but come on, let's be honest, it's much more fun to say it the other way. Now, this is a game by Bruce Glasgow. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. And this game was published by Mayfair Games. The game is for ages 10 and up, listed as being a 30 to 90 minute game, and is for 1 to 5 players. Now, yes, there is a solitaire version of this. I have not tried the solitaire version, but I have tried this game at 2 players, 3 players, and 4 players multiple times at each. And in addition to the solitaire version, for the 2 to 5 players, there are 5 ways to play this game in the box. And I've tried all of them. So, let me open up this box. I just wanted to give a special shout out to how many different variants there are in the box. It's like there's 5 different but related games in this box. Maybe 6 if you count the solitaire one. So the first thing you've got, now this is the rules for game number 1. Now, game number 1, which is called The Body in the Courtyard, is a basic murder mystery tile laying game, and I'll explain how that all works in a little bit. And the rules for it are 4 pages, 2 double-sided pages filled with thorough explanations, as well as lots of very nice diagrams to show you exactly how it is you set up tiles and how you play the game. This is very well worked out, and you know what? You shoot through this in about 15 minutes, you're going to be ready to play. It's very easy to get going with this. Then we have a second, larger rulebook. Now, this larger rulebook is just as well done, and this contains all the other variants. So game 2 is called 10 Little House Guests. Game 3 is Tangled Motives. Game 4 is The Usual Suspects. Game 5 is Prime Suspect. And then it has some specific notes on different ways to play Game 5 at 2 and 3 players, as well as the solitaire game, if you are into solitaire games, and a biography of all the different characters, which you will find on the tiles as you play this game. These rules are great. These are very well done. Again, I've tried everything but the solitaire version, and they were very easy to figure out. Little to no ambiguities, and any that were there were easy to figure out based on the diagrams that were there. So very nice rule books. Now, the biggest set of components that we have with this game are cardboard punch-out tiles. These are shuffled and dealt to players. These are the suspects that you are interviewing for being possible suspects in the murder or murders that have happened during the game. So you start with one of these face up on the table, and you put the body token on it to show that it is the murder victim. And you play these out next to them, and they have arrows showing their relationship to the people around them. And it is really fun to come up with the relationship. For instance, Carl here, in one side of he's the husband of someone else, whereas to the other side, he was bankrupted by that person. To a third side, he refuses to return gifts to that person, and to another side, he is the son of that character. And each of them have different numbers showing you how important the relationship is, and blue to show it's a positive relationship, red to show it is a negative relationship. Very cool stuff, very well done tiles. One little complaint I have, but this may have just been my copy. A couple of the tiles, the glue didn't properly hold down some of this paper overlay on the cardboard tiles. It was easy to fix. I took a little bit of Elmer's glue and spread it out on there and sealed it back down, and it was fine. Do comment down below if you've had that same problem, though, because this was a bit of a quality control issue for me. It bugged me out for the day that I found it, but otherwise, these are fine. These are mostly good components. In addition, we have lots of other punch-out components. We have these punch-out components are for the relationships. As you can see, they look, they're blue on one side and red on the other, and they show the numbers just like They are on the tiles, but you put these over them, and I'll show you that when I'm showing you how to play the game, to note the different relationships, as well as this is the second body token. That is for one of the more advanced games, and we have a regular one for just the body token, and this is what you put on the tile to denote that that is the murder victim whose murder you are investigating. Now, we have lots of wooden components here. Now, these are for all the different players. You have cubes on them cubes in here to put on the tiles to denote that you played that tile and you're going to get the points for that tile. And then you have discs which you can put on the score track to keep track of your score. One thing I have to know about these are nice, they're wooden, they're chunky. Overall, I would say I like them. These are good, nice chunky wooden, they feel durable. But I do have a problem with these. The colors they chose are purple, pink, yellow, and green. Now, the problem I have is the purple and the pink one, especially if you're looking at a distance, the pink and the peach one, especially if you're looking at a distance, they are way too similar. One of these really should have been a significantly different color, maybe black. Black would have been good because it would have been different than everything. And actually, I'm thinking of taking one of these colors and going over it with a black permanent marker to alter it. Because, I mean, even close, they're fairly similar versus, say, the yellow, which is much more different. Usually, I haven't played 5 players yet, and the way we have done it so far is when we're playing 4 players, if someone picks either peach or pink, no one is allowed to pick the other one because they're too easy to confuse. Then we have a deck of cards. Now, these are cards that are only used in some of the more advanced versions of the game. So I'm just going to go over, show them briefly here. We also have lots of other tokens that also are only used in the more advanced versions of the game. And then we have a scoreboard, which is used in every version, though the swapping of the turn order here in the middle is only used in the more advanced versions of the game. Now, I'm going to be showing you how to play the most basic version. Now, again, I have tried all 5 of the different multiplayer versions, but I like the basic one the best. And you know, it says you may like any of them the best. It's going to be up to personal preference. I really, and before I even get on to showing you how to play, and before I get on later to showing you, to reviewing this game, I really have to talk about the fact that I love that they put in 5 different games here. It feels like a family of games. It's not just one game, and that's amazing. It's really, really cool, and we played all of them. But our favorite is the basic version. That's the one we've played the most, and we really enjoy it. So, but I love that they have those options in there, and I still like some of the other versions. So I may go back and try some of them again. I may give them a second chance. It's just right now the basic one is my favorite. So that's the one I'm going to be showing you how to play. Now, something I forgot to mention, I do just want to go into it before I show you how to play, is that this is themed off of the TV show Masterpiece Mystery. Now, Masterpiece Mystery, of course, has been on for decades and decades on PBS, and they always have these little animations in the beginning during the credits that look like this. So the entire play style, the entire game, is a tile-laying murder mystery game based on those animations during the opening credits of Masterpiece Mystery. And that also is something that I think is really, really cool and really, really interesting. So there you have it. That's everything that comes in the box. That is the game Masterpiece Mystery Motive for Murder. So let's head over to the table, and I'm going to show you how this game plays. I'm going to bring you back, and then we're going to rate it. I'm going to review it, and I'm going to get a second opinion from Len. Okay, so here we can see a game of Masterpiece Mystery Motive for Murder set up for 3 players. Each of the players is randomly dealt a hand of 3 tiles face down that no one else is allowed to see, and they each choose a color. They then take the interview cubes of the appropriate color and also place a disc of the color next to the scoring board for keeping track of their score. The youngest player gets the start player token, but don't worry, you play enough rounds that everyone will get to be the start player once. And then the top tile from the deck is placed face up in the middle of the table, and they will be the first murder victim, and they get the body token placed on them. In this case, it is Carl, the panicky businessman. And as you can see, he's got all these relationship arrows around him. Now on your turn, you're going to be placing tiles adjacent to Carl, the panicky businessman. But the relationship tiles only count for the purpose of scoring if they meet two criteria. The first criteria they have to meet is they must go in on his card where one of his arrows is facing outward. The location of that outward facing arrow is all that matters, not the color of it. But the color going in does matter. That is the other thing that matters for scoring. If you are adjacent to the victim, you have to have a negative relationship to him. So you have to have a red arrow facing in at that location. However, if you are 2 spaces away from Carl, like for instance, if there's already a tile there and you're here or here, 2 spaces away, your relationship has to be positive to the character who then has a negative relationship to Carl. Now that might sound a little complicated, this whole inverse relationship, but trust me, it's not. And it's all going to make sense as I show you how it plays, because the motives actually have to make sense for why the suspect might have murdered the murder victim. Once we play our tile, we put an interview cube on the tile so that we know it's ours for scoring later. Then we draw a new tile in our hand to replace the tile we just played, and the next player goes. We all go until the board is full. The board is full when all of the spaces up to 2 away from Carl have been filled. Then we count up the score, we move the start player token on, and we play another whole round with another murder victim. We play a number of rounds equal to the number of players that are playing, so in this case, 3. So now let's go through a few turns and I'll show you how this goes. So, my start player here, and again, when playing the tiles, they have to be facing in the same direction as the murder victim. So his head is facing this way, so all tiles must be played with their heads facing in that direction. It is very, very important that they do so. So in this case, I'm going to play Herr Otto. Now Herr Otto has a negative relationship over here, which matches up with the arrow pointing out there, which means he has a motive. And his motive is he was caught spying by Carl. So as you see, his motive actually makes total perfect sense. I place my interview cube on the tile I just played, Erato, and I draw a new tile. Then it is the person to my left's turn to go. So they take a look now, and now they're looking to try to get lots of points. So they find a way to help themselves do that. They put a blue relationship to Erato. Now, again, this is how the inversion works. So this is Viscountess Rosalind, who has a political marriage to Erato. And then Erato was caught spying by Carl. So as you can see, the Viscountess has an even bigger motive when it comes to figuring out who has the biggest motive to have killed the body. Now, the way the scoring works at the end of the round is when you remove this cube, this gives you 5 points because there was a 5 negative connection facing into Carl, the victim. However, with Viscountess Rosalind, you have the 4 positive here and then the 5 there. You add them up and she becomes a 9-point tile. Much more valuable than the first play. But that player is now done. I also forgot to show you, you have to make sure to put the relationship tokens on there. They do not change once the tile is placed. And now it is the third player's turn to go. So the third player is also going to hopefully try to look for a motive that they can make. Now, unfortunately, this player does not have a tile that they can play to have a 2 length connection, but they do have a direct connection they can play. We have Miss Ursula, the lonely governess, who fears being abandoned by Carl. So we play that there. We put the token to show the negative relationship. We put our interview cube on and we draw another tile. Now the game keeps playing like this until all of the spaces up to 2 away from Otto, and let me just show you how that would look, up to 2 away from Otto are filled. Again, all facing in the same direction. And once that is done, we stop and score the game. Here we go. This would be the way a final board of this game would look. You would have all the spaces up to 2 away from Otto filled up. You'd have a nice big diamond, and then one at a time you would be removing your tokens from the board. And for instance, for this one, you would get 4 points. For this one, purple would get 5 points. And for this one here, green would get 9 points. You score up all your points. You see you do this the same number of times as the number of players you have, and whoever has the highest score wins the game of mystery. So now let's head back to the table, and I'm going to talk about how this game feels. I'm going to rate it and review it, and we're going to get a second opinion from Lynn. Okay, welcome back. That was how you play a game of Masterpiece Mystery Motive for Murder. Anyway, I do have a couple of gripes, which I already mentioned, about the production quality of this game. I had the little issue with the tiles where some of them weren't stuck down properly. I was able to fix that easily. But my bigger issue is with the color choices of the players and the fact that 2 of them are very close to one another. These are minor gripes, all in all, but they are valid gripes. There are a couple minor issues with the production value of the game. However, when it comes to the rules of the game, this game is great. You have 5 rule sets to pick your favorite, and I picked my favorite, and I showed you my favorite, and I love that version of this game. The basic version of this game feels to me like a modern classic. It feels like a game that will be in my collection for many, many years to come, and will periodically come out 10 years from now and still be played. It is a great, enjoyable game with an interesting level of strategy along with an interesting level of randomness to keep it fresh and new. And if I decide to get tired of the basic level of the game, I can always go and try some of those other versions of the game that are in here. It comes with 5 different ways to play, plus a solitaire variant. This is fantastic. This is a really good addition to my collection. I truly enjoy this game, and that is why I give Mystery 8 out of 10 stars. I highly recommend this game to you if you like tile-laying games, especially classic tile-laying games like Dominoes, because this feels like a replacement to Dominoes for me. This is currently my absolutely favorite tile-laying game. It's not usually one of my favorite genres, but I love this game. I really do enjoy it, and I highly recommend it. But let's get a second opinion. Lynn, how many stars out of 10 would you give to Mystery?
8.
Wow, Lynn is right there with me. We have total agreement on this. So we both love this game. We really enjoy it. We play it all the time. We've actually played this game dozens of times over the last year, and like I said, Lynn has tried with me every version of this game. She also agrees with me that the basic version is her favorite and feels like a modern classic to her as well. So there you have it. 8 stars from both Lynn and I. This is a solid, very, very solid game with great gameplay, easy to understand rules, enjoyable gameplay. And you know what? The coming up with the motives, reading them aloud and saying, oh, this person was scorned by that person, and this person is the wife of that person who would have been politically ruined by the murder victim. It's so much fun. I've not played with anybody who doesn't enjoy doing that, who doesn't enjoy reading the motives aloud and proclaiming them to the table. Great game. Be sure to check out Masterpiece Mystery, Motive for Murder. Now, have you played this game? Do you enjoy it or do you disagree with us? Do you hate it? Feel free to comment down below. If you enjoy it, what's your favorite game to play? Do you like the basic version, game 1, like Lynn and I do? Or do you prefer a different one of the games in here? Put it in the comments down below. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, either about this video or about the game Mystery, put them in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see us do more like it, give this video a like, share this video, and please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the Board Game Kaptain, that's Captain spelt with a K, on YouTube. And until next time, game on.